Did you know you could bypass all of LinkedIn's messaging limits? Get LinkedIn Sales Navigator for free and you can automate the entire thing. LinkedIn is the largest B2B database in the entire world, and if you can master this tool, you're going to keep your sales pipeline forever. And in this video, I'm going to put together the most comprehensive course for beginners in 2024 with all of the new stuff that Sales Navigator has to offer. I'm only going to walk you through the most important parts and the things that I use in my business that generates almost $10 million per year in revenue. Now feel free to use the timestamps, jump around, and come back to this video as you're implementing these things so that you can quickly find the information that you need. All right, like any other platform, the first thing you're going to have to do is sign up. And the good news is you can do this in any country. Now, assuming you've gotten that out of the way, let's get into the profile section. Here's my profile and here is how I optimized it. I'm going to show you some really cool things here that you probably didn't know, such as how to get this verification badge in 2 minutes and how to use this pronoun space for extra marketing. We're going to hijack the pronoun space. Now, setting up your profile, yes, can be boring, but is the most important thing that you can do if you're going to generate leads on LinkedIn and use the platform properly. So I'm going to show you quickly how to optimize it. We won't spend too much time here. Let's go ahead into the edit section and show you what we can actually control. So your name, obviously, and then here where it says enter custom pronouns, most social media platforms will restrict you to he, she, they, them. LinkedIn does not. So in this pronoun section, which everybody is going to see when you message them, you can actually use this for marketing space. So tell them what you do, who you serve. And that way, when they see a message from Jay Feldman, they also see Lead Gen J or Lead Generation Expert or whatever you want to put there. Your headline is typically the second thing people will see, so make sure that it's concise, make sure that it gives them a good idea of what you do and who you serve. So you're going to want your profile to be filled out as completely as possible. Now, your position is going to be something required by LinkedIn, so make sure to have that. Make sure to have an industry filled out. Really take your time to go through these and fill out and complete as much as you possibly can. Some new features they've added are custom button. Now, I don't have one here, but you can add one such as buy now or learn more. So you go ahead and configure a custom button, but you will need to be a premium business member in order to do this. Okay, the next thing that you're going to want to edit is your about me section. So not a lot of people do come in here, but if they're interested in working with you, they will come into your about and read what you have written. So take your time crafting a nice about me. When people are searching too, it also uses some of the keywords in this about me to do the search. So take your time, fill this out. You have 2,600 characters to write here. So I recommend that you use most of them. You'll also put your main skills here. So me, entrepreneurship, B2B marketing, lead generation. Mark your skills so that people can endorse you for them later. All right, another important thing to note is the activity. So people are going to want to make sure that you have an active LinkedIn account. They'll even use this in their filter on whether or not they want to engage with you. So make sure that you're actively posting. Now, one secret that I'm about to show you is that I haven't actually posted any of these things that you're seeing. All of this is automated. LinkedIn has very advanced Zapier connections. If you're not familiar with Zapier, they integrate the entire internet. So you can use ChatGPT to post on LinkedIn every day. You can take your blog post through Zapier and post that on LinkedIn. All of these things are through that Zapier integration. If you're interested in learning more about that advanced integration, please follow my channel and I'll link the video to how to create that advanced integration down below. Now, I also promised that I'd show you how to get this verification badge on LinkedIn in 2 minutes. I actually created a dedicated video for that and how to do it in under 2 minutes. So I'm going to link that down below as well so you can watch that and I can spend your time here learning about how to use LinkedIn and LinkedIn Sales Navigator. But definitely watch that video. Having that verification badge will serve you very well as you're doing your outreach and your lead generation. It builds instant trust and credibility. All right, so now that you've got your profile set up, you've got your verification badge, you've got your pronouns set up, you've got your images, let's actually sign up for LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Now, the reason you're going to want to sign up for Sales Navigator is to access their more advanced features. LinkedIn is the biggest B2B database on earth, but you can't search through it unless you have Sales Navigator. Sales Navigator also lets you contact those people even if you're not connected with them. So here's the Sales Navigator sales page. Almost everybody is going to want to join this core Sales Navigator program. Advanced is more for teams, Advanced Plus. I don't know a single person that has this. So coming into Sales Navigator, here's what it has to offer. Here's the difference. You have InMails. An InMail is a message that you can send to somebody when you're not connected with them. You're able to do advanced lead and company searches, which I'm about to show you. I'll show you how to set alerts on your saved leads or accounts and create custom lists. Now, I'm also going to be showing you all those other things I promised, how to bypass those messaging limits, how to scrape LinkedIn and automate the entire thing. All right, now here's how much LinkedIn Sales Navigator costs, and I'm going to show you how to get 2 months for free in just a second here. So $99 per month is not cheap for a lot of people. Now, you can save a few bucks by switching to annual billing, but I, as you can see, am on this $99.9 plan, and most people will be. This will give you access to everything that you're going to need as long as you're not doing recruiting or really advanced stuff with CRM integrations. If you are doing those things and you're a more advanced user, then please refer to other videos. This one is for beginners. Now here is how to hack that free trial and get 2 months free of LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Now you will need to know somebody else with LinkedIn Sales Navigator, and that's easy for most people. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to have them go into their Sales Navigator account. Here's what that looks like. Click on their icon in the top right, go to referrals. Now, your connections will get a 2-month free trial when they join with your link, and each person gets 10 referrals. So you can do this with a group of friends and continue to refer and get 2 months for free each. Now you do need to be connected with that person, but that's easy. And then you're just going to select them and it will send them that link to sign up for 2 months. Now, if you want the 2 months free and you don't know any friends that will do this, I will do this for you. I'm going to do this for 5 people in the comments. All you have to do is drop a comment with your name and why you think you should get this referral, and I will send that referral to you. All right, now let's jump into the LinkedIn Sales Navigator program and show you your way around this new platform that you have access to. I'll also be jumping back into the regular LinkedIn to show you some hacks there to bypass some of the stuff in Sales Navigator. All right, so let's walk through the top bar, the dashboard. You've got your home, you've got your accounts, you've got your leads, and you've got your messaging. And as you can see, mine is a little bit blank, and I'm going to show you why in just a second. Some of this stuff is going to blow your mind, I guarantee it. All right, so let's come into home, and it's really just going to show you your alerts, your bookmarked alerts. I think these are template alerts because I don't really use this feature so much. But anyways, let's come into the most impactful part of Sales Navigator, their lead filters. So this is what most people are going to use it for, and I'm going to show you how to become a power user in 5 minutes. So we're searching for people in this case because we want to reach out to people. You can also search for accounts, which are companies or organizations. But for the purpose of this video and 95% of you, we're going to click on lead filters. Now this is where you can hyper target the exact person that you want to reach. If you're selling B2B services or products or software, you need to reach out to the right person at the right organization in order to send them a targeted message and sell your thing successfully. Now, in order to target that right person, you need to use these filters smart. So some of the filters that I generally use are company headcount. Now, typically when you're selling B2B, you're selling something that solves a pain point. And companies at different sizes have different pain points, and it will also determine who you're reaching out to. So for example, if I want to sell to a business owner or founder, I'm going to have a much easier time reaching them if I'm only going by company headcount 1 to 10, maybe 11 to 50. Once I start getting into the 200 plus employee range, the chances of that founder or owner getting my LinkedIn message and responding to it get smaller and smaller. That's the reason I like to use this company headcount. So let's go ahead and select 1 to 10. Now, company type is very interesting, especially if you sell to nonprofits, public companies, or educational institutions. I don't use this so much because we sell to pretty much everybody, but definitely something that you can consider using based on your product. Location is super important. So you can either use the company's headquarters location or that person's location, which is going to be in personnel geography. I personally like to set the geography to United States of the person, not the company. Now there's a few different ways to filter by role. I would choose one of them. So function is what department of the company that they're in. So if they're in finance or sales, you can target that entire department. However, I don't typically like to use this. I typically like to use job title. And within job title, you're going to have to add a bunch of different variations, such as owner, CEO, founder, co-founder, co-owner, president. All of these different variations are the top dog, the decision maker. But sometimes a founder might not go by founder on LinkedIn. They might identify as owner or CEO. So it's important to add all of these job titles to this filter so that you hit everybody. Another option here is seniority level. This isn't something that I use very often. If I do, it's typically CXO, which means you're targeting the entire C-suite. Some other options that are pretty cool, years in current company. So if it's less than 1 year, you can target somebody who's brand new. That person might be ready to shake it up, add a new service, buy this this new thing. Someone more than 10 years as a CEO or business owner might be someone good to target if you're looking to acquire a company or sell somebody older and more established something. And you can do that same thing with current position. All right, personal filters. This is the bread and butter. This is where you should spend most of your time. So industry is super important. I'm almost always filtering by industry, and LinkedIn has a ton of options. So it's important to note that the option that you choose might have more than one variation. So for example, say I'm selling to marketing agencies, marketing services, let's type in agency. So what else falls under marketing? Graphic design, maybe website. So it's just a good practice to go through these different industries, maybe even take some time and scroll through them. Look at IT systems installation, IT systems and training, IT systems and operations. So based on the industry that you're targeting, you might want to select more than one. Profile language, it's good to just cover your bases and select the language that you're actually targeting. Groups, school, years of experience, not as important, not used as frequently by me, but I'm sure you can get creative and use them. So LinkedIn recently added this. This is buyer intent. So you can kind of guess that if somebody's following your company, if they're viewing your profile, then they might be interested in what it is that you do and what it is that you sell, especially if your profile is optimized correctly. Maybe they're trying to sell you something, but it's worth a shot to click on these buyer intents, see who's in here, and target those people with a message, reach out to them. Some other recent updates that LinkedIn added was these recent updates tab. So if somebody changed jobs, now you can hit them with a specific message. If they posted on LinkedIn, meaning they're active, you can hit them with a specific message. If they're mentioned in the news, such as me for a PR agency, we can send them a message and do outreach for them. And under workflow, I'm going to show you what these are in just a second. So persona is a persona that you design in LinkedIn. I'll show you how to do that in just a minute here. All right, so then you have the option to filter by lists. So account lists and lead list. What is a list? Let me go with select 25 and save to a list. Now they are in a list. Now I can filter by that list, either excluding people who are in it or adding people who are in it. Now people in CRM, this is only available to more advanced plans on LinkedIn. I don't know anybody who actually uses this. You can also filter by people who you've interacted with on LinkedIn. So this can be really helpful if you want to scrape emails of people who are interacting with you, viewing your profile, messaging. You can filter that here. All right, so now that I've gone through all of the filtering options, let me show you something really cool that you can do now that you have Sales Navigator. So you've got all of these people, 25,000 of them filtered. These are the exact people you want to reach out to. Now you should save this search. In addition to saving them to your list, you should save this search. Now to save this search, you see this little icon, save search to get notified of new results. I'm going to go ahead and click that on as yes. So now my search has been saved. I'm going to manage saved searches here, and I can rename it here. This is the one that I've just saved. It's got all of my parameters here. You can either rename that or keep it as is. Now I promised I'd show you what personas are. Let me go ahead and show you what that is. So in the top right, you'll see personas popping up. Now these are personas that I've created, but to create a persona, I'm going to go ahead and create a new one. So let's say marketing owner. A persona basically follows criteria that you set so that at any point you can come in and filter just by your persona. You can have it show you people by your persona or recommend people based on your persona. So this is a good thing to set up if you do have a specific type of person that you want to sell to or that you sell to. So I'm going to set marketing owner, current job title, owner, geography, United States. Boom, now I've got a persona. Now it will recommend people to me that I can potentially target and sell things to. All right, so this by far is the most important thing about Sales Navigator, to learn how to understand, learn how to think about filtering the right leads so that you can contact them. Now contacting them, I'm going to show you how to do in just a second. I'm going to show you what the limits are and how to bypass them and the best ways to approach contacting these people. Now just finishing up with this dashboard, we've got accounts. These are organizations or companies that you save. We've got leads. These are all of the leads that you're saving. Here are my lists and my recommended leads based on my persona. The LinkedIn Sales Navigator messaging and the LinkedIn regular messaging are actually two separate things. The Sales Navigator messaging allows you to send in-mails to people. In-mails are messages that you can send to people who you're not connected to, as opposed to regular LinkedIn messaging, where first you have to connect with somebody and then you can send them a message. With in-mail, you get a certain amount of credits each month to send somebody a message directly. So if you're using LinkedIn as your primary form of outreach, this is a really great way to do it. Now you're still very limited. So I have 100 available InMails right now. That is nothing when I'm talking about messaging limits. 100 InMails will maybe get me 1 to 5 responses. That is not enough messages to make a dent. So I'm going to show you how to scale that up and get enough messages out there to actually start generating leads on LinkedIn. All right, so let's talk about messaging limits and what you can and can't do with LinkedIn. So this is an article documenting the most recent updates and limits from LinkedIn. So connection requests, you can send 100 to 200 a week. That's about 30 per day of connection requests. That's not even messaging. Connection requests is like 1 to 2 sentences tops. It's not enough to really get your information across to them, and they have to accept that connection request before you can send them a real message. So classic messages. This is messages to people who you are connected with. You can do about 150 a day, which is solid. If you can get 150 messages out a day, that's awesome. The problem is you're already connected with these people, so you're not going to message them over and over again. InMails, 1,000 a day, but you have to pay for them. So obviously this is not free. This is a very expensive way to do outreach. And 50 a month is just not enough. Now, LinkedIn will also limit the amount of profile views you can do. 80 a day as a regular user, 1,000 a day as a Sales Navigator user. I'm going to show you how to bypass all of that stuff, but I just want to show you how bad their limits actually are if you don't learn what I'm about to teach you. It's basically useless as an outreach tool unless you learn the things that I'm about to go over. So you're going to get so much value out of this. And if you already have gotten some value, I'd love a thumbs up. You'll get more videos recommended like this on your channel, and that way you'll make a lot more money. So go ahead and like this video and subscribe already if you're not. Before I walk you through some of these hacks, a lot of people get stuck on what to actually say when you're connecting with somebody and what to say when you're emailing somebody. And one of my superpowers is cold email. So I know how to get somebody's attention. I know how to initiate that conversation. So I'm going to give you some quick tips right now for initiating that conversation. All right, so let's go back into my LinkedIn home. Let's go into my saved searches. I'm going to pull up that one that I was just doing. And here we go, Jonathan Bullo. Say I want to message this guy. So I'm going to click on his profile, and now I have the option to send a message because I get that 100 InMails. So I can use it right now, and here's what I would say to him. So Jonathan is the founding partner at a private equity firm. So private equity, they acquire businesses. So they probably need a cold outbound machine to reach out to businesses that need to be acquired. So subject line. All right, acquisition leads for you. Private equity, I sell lead generation. So there we go, acquisition leads for you. If you can say their name in a way that's not spelled on their LinkedIn. So if I said, hey, Jonathan, that's just like any other variable that somebody was inserting automatically. Hey John, on the other hand, is a variation of Jonathan, so they'll think that I actually took the time to write this message personally. All right, so here's the message. I'm Lead Gen Jay. I'd love to help you build a cold outbound lead gen machine for your PE firm. Again, I said PE instead of private equity because it's a variation. It'll make it seem more personal. Do you currently do cold email outreach? So I like to either leave this open-ended. All they have to say is yes or no or interested, and that leaves me open to go in for a second message. The other option here would be to drop a lead magnet. If not, here's a list of leads for you, and then I would drop a link and send that message. But for this sake, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and send that InMail. So this was sent as an InMail message. So out of those 100 credits, this one is being used. Now, alternatively, if I didn't have those messages, I could come into his LinkedIn profile. And now that I'm in his LinkedIn profile, I can actually try to connect with him. Now, if you're connecting, you want to send with a note. So I'm going to add a note here, and this will increase my chances of actually getting through to him. Now, I only have 300 characters here. This is not a lot of characters. So I have to be really tactical with what I say to Andy. All right, short, sweet, to the point. Hey Andy, Lead Gen Jay here. I build cold email machines for marketing agencies. Are you currently doing cold email for lead gen? With this example, I went straight to the point. I build cold email machines for marketing agencies. Are you currently doing cold email for lead gen? You can then offer them a lead magnet right there in the connection request. So experiment with some of these different variations, but now that's 1 out of 200 that I can do for the week. And that's a lot of manual work. I'm going to show you how to bypass all of that manual work in some upcoming steps. Okay, now when I came to Andy's profile, I'm going to show you something really cool here. You saw that I didn't have an option to send him a message, and I'll prove that just by doing one more here. Let's come to Kevin, view profile. I don't have an option to send him a message because I'm not connected with him. I have to connect first. If I'm messaging him here, it's an InMail message. This is not a free message. So if I want to send someone like this a message, here's what I have to do. This is a secret to bypassing the messaging limits that works right now. It works in 2024. If LinkedIn gets rid of this because of this video, I'm sorry guys. All right, so here's what you have to do. One of the most powerful things LinkedIn offers is their groups functionality. They also have an events functionality, but groups really works much better. There's these giant groups such as Social Media Marketing Group by Connect.io, and you can come into these groups, join them instantly, and now check this out. Here's all of the members that exist in this group. A lot of them are interested in social media marketing. You can click show all, and now I can message all of these people directly for free, but now I can do 150 messages per day from this group. As you can see, I can just go down this list, see what people do. CEO Robotics, this guy Lynn Miller's a multi-million-dollar producer. I can send him a regular message, not an in-mail message. Michael Rodney, Director of Talent Acquisition, I can send him a regular message. And I can do 150 of these per day. But still, a lot of manual work, but we've bypassed those limits now. We can message anybody. And you can do the same thing with events. Let's type in a subject or a topic that your ideal customer is likely a part of. So whether groups, events, so I typed in agency owners, and now I'm gonna go into groups. Marketing Agency Owner Sales Network, 135 members. All right, let's try marketing. Sometimes you gotta get a little bit creative. We've got 5,000 attendees in this generative AI and business event. So let's attend this event. Once I click attend, I can now come into all of these attendees and send a lot of them direct messages, even though I'm not connected to them. Very, very cool stuff. Nobody is teaching this. I hope you find this valuable. Now let's show you how to automate a lot of this, take a lot of the work off of your plate, because going person by person, clicking that message button, coming up with a personalized message takes a lot of time. So here is how I use LinkedIn to generate leads. Now you may have noticed this little hovering icon in the top right here. This is Scrup. This is one of many LinkedIn scraping services that I use. Now if you're interested in Scrup, the $99 plan is the best. You get 100,000 extraction credits, and this will allow you to scrape leads from LinkedIn. Let me show you how that works. So I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna select these 25 leads, I'm gonna click Scrup Export. I'm gonna go ahead and add them to an existing list. Now I'm going to go ahead and name the list, test, number of items to take. There is a cap at 2,500, which is a lot of leads still. I'm just going to say 25, page to start from 1. Here's my existing email credits. Now you can enrich them after scraping, which will add a lot of good data points. You can only get verified emails, which will save you a step of validating each email, and you can get a CSV after scraping. I'm going to go ahead and run this export now and start the scraping process. Now, if you don't want to pay a monthly fee for a LinkedIn scraping tool, then there are other options. Come into AppSumo, type in LinkedIn Scrape or LinkedIn Scraper, and you'll see a lot of these different tools that are in here for a lifetime fee. So this one, Canbox, for example, $49 one time, and you get access to this tool for life with monthly credits that will renew. There's a lot of other tools listed here as well. All right, so I went ahead and exported that data. Let's go ahead and download that file and show you how the data is presented to me. If you're doing cold email outreach, a LinkedIn scraping tool is going to make your life a lot easier. So now I've got all of these emails verified, all of these people, their full names, their LinkedIn accounts. But what's really cool here is all of the additional information that I get, such as company description. So if I want to run a ChatGPT algorithm to personalize an email for them, I have all of that information. I have their position, their education, so I can use ChatGPT to do a lot of really cool stuff with this data. Now, if you're wondering how I cold email, how I send those emails out to them, I use a tool called instantly.ai, and I'm gonna be putting all of these tools down in the description, but this allows me to send automated sequences of emails to all of these people, and I can add AI prompts automatically. It's a really powerful tool, and if you're interested in learning more about it, I've got a full tutorial on my channel where you can go and learn all about cold email and how to actually contact all these people that you scrape from LinkedIn. All right, last but not least, I just want to touch briefly on how to automate this entire thing. So there's a lot of LinkedIn automation tools, but the ones that work really well are the ones that allow you to send messages through groups and through events. That way you can bypass those limits and do 150 messages per day per account. And the only way to do that is with tools like Meet Alfred. So there's a couple tools on the market that allow you to do it. Meet Alfred is the most affordable and the most user-friendly. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this video showing you how to set up and operate Meet Alfred. There is a video that I made dedicated to that I recommend that you watch if you're interested in doing this. So this does run about $90 per month. You're going to need that business plan if you want to do what I was telling you about. And you can also do multi-channel automation here. So omni-channel works really well. Imagine you send a message on LinkedIn. You can immediately send that same person an email saying, hey, just sent you a message on LinkedIn, would love to chat, and reiterate that message. So about $89 per month allows you to get 150 messages per day out automatically. Definitely something I recommend that you check out and watch my video on how to use Meet Alfred. All right, guys, that is all for this LinkedIn tutorial. I hope it was helpful. Is there something I didn't cover that you would like me to? Please drop it in the comments. And I'm also going to link all of those tools that I mentioned and all those videos that I mentioned down in the description. Hope this was helpful, and I'll see you soon.